moment of euphoria. What is that? You have to comment on the same question.
Yeah, I think I'll probably, the discussion has been very spirited, so not trying to belabor the points, but I'll pick on a few things which have changed from a buying behavior perspective that I'm seeing at least in B2B complex sales, like large transformation projects that we are mostly into. See, earlier you had the opportunity of getting the customer in sort of a captive audience mode when you had very targeted events, right? Or you had these CEO roundtables or some of the other forums which allowed you the opportunity to have an undivided attention of the target prospect or a bunch of people to present your case. And generally when people do travel to such events, there is a bigger propensity for them to be open to newer ideas, etc. Now, just like I think all of us are doing right now, making time for this conversation here, our customers are constantly switching contexts, right? So the guy could be on a call with human resources about laying off somebody in its team right before a conversation, and here you are trying to sell him the next greatest invention of mankind, right? And I think at some point in time, the empathy required in the sales process itself of understanding how complex your buyer's world has become is very important, and something that at least we in our team are extremely conscious about, and trying to make sure that we are not in a rush to, as they say, complete the PowerPoint, but trying to have a conversation about what will it take to get the customer to go forward with a particular initiative of something. So a couple of things that I've seen, right? So with the challenges that many businesses are facing, people have had to let go of people. So the reduced capacity of organizations to absorb change is a reality. So if I'm trying to put forward an idea or a solution to a customer, and I'm not appreciative of the fact that the customer's wherewithal to go at it is slightly lesser now as it was before this pandemic or before this virtual world was imposed on him or her, it would not be fair, right? And that requires me to be more open to newer ways of making the concept, like Karthik was mentioning, very real for them. And what we are doing, and we are seeing a lot of success, is doing a lot of sandbox or trial-based conversations, right? If you are trying to sell a concept which the customer probably hasn't experienced before, is convinced about the utility, but in all sense has not, then I think it is our job to transform that mega experience into smaller micro experiences and let the customer taste success at a smaller scale, get the confidence in the internal buyer group inside their organization, and then scale it up, right? Go big or go home probably is not something which many customers have the appetite for, frankly, and the capacity to absorb. That's one big shift, at least in the way we are operating, vis-a-vis the change we are seeing in the buyer for the market that we are operating in. The other thing I'm seeing is the importance of clear and I hate to use the word too upfront, but a very clear communication when engaging with the customers, right? So I think the best advice I got very early in career, and I think still holds true, is the easiest thing sometimes is to just ask. Just ask the customer what is it that is stopping you from moving forward with something. I mean, to give you an example, we had this really nice conversation going forward full steam with the customer right before this whole situation hit us way back in March, and we saw the customer right shifting opportunities, as we call it in the sales world, right? And then we had the conversation. We just asked the customer, what is it that is keeping you from moving forward on something which we really thought the entire organization is putting its weight behind. And it came down to a cash flow situation. Now, if you're not having your ears to the ground, or you don't have the gumption to stand up and ask that question, you will never know that all that it took for us to move forward on that initiative was just reworking our commercials in line with what the customer's appetite to pay was for that particular period. So it really saw a very significant customer satisfaction dimension from our side. And I think we've made a customer for life, because we understood where the customer was getting hit hard, and we worked with them to construct the whole conversation in a manner that worked for them, worked for us, and in the long run we both achieved what we wanted to from the conversation. So just a few examples, Kaushik.